Today on Let's Fish TV, we're at Lake Ouachita, Arkansas, night fishing for big bass. You know, this is the best time of year to get out there during the night and try to catch one of those big, meaty largemouth. And that's what we're going after, spinner baits and big worms. Guys, today's episode is the one you're not gonna wanna miss. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now.
That's a big one right there.
It's time for the only program that brings you real-time fishing reports from the Southwest region every week.
You ever caught a fish that big?
No!
Got it.
Not the day. There you go. Another redfish.
Got him now.
That's what Let's Fish TV is all about right there, guys. Welcome to Let's Fish TV. I'm your host, Andrew Upshaw, and today we're at Lake Ouachita. Lake Ouachita is one of those special lakes in the central part of Arkansas. Been there a bunch of different times. I can tell you guys, it is a great place to catch big bass. Today though, we're gonna throw a curveball for you. We're going night fishing. Fishing big spinner baits and big worms, going after those elusive big fish that feed during the summertime. We'll also have this week's fishing report from your local region. Meantime, I'm gonna get everything set up for night fishing. Toss it back to studio for your weekend planner.
Hi everybody, these Salooner tables are predicting fair game fish activity Saturday and good activity on Sunday. Peak times begin at 9:40 on Saturday and 10:31 Sunday morning. The best evening action will begin around 10:06 on Saturday and 10:52 Sunday night. Depending on your local area, expect the sun to rise around 7:12 and set at 7:35. Evenings will feature a 83% visible moon. Make sure to keep up with the latest fishing adventures and tips from Let's Fish TV by joining us on Facebook, Instagram pages, and by subscribing to our YouTube channel.
There we go. Biggin. Oh, get out of that pile, baby. Oh, there we go. Might not be that big. Pretty good one. No, it's a little one. Not bad right there. There we go. That's the first fish of the night, the Strike King Zeus worm. Guys, today we're at Lake Ouachita. This place, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated nighttime fishing lakes that you can ever go to. It's got an abundance of largemouth bass, and when you get in the middle of the summer, they really, really like to bite at night. We're not gonna have a moon tonight. Let me tell you, using active target too, being able to target these offshore brush piles is a big key right now. I have a feeling tonight's gonna be a big night. That's my second cast of the night so far. We're just getting started. We'll see y'all here in just a second. Let's see if we can catch a couple more.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you once again by Skeleton Optics. Not only does Skeleton use the best lenses from Zeiss, world-renowned lens makers, but they also feature the new polyamide lenses. I don't have time to tell you what polyamide is, but look it up. It's really, really cool. Now this week we're going to go down near Colorado City to very small 1,500-acre lake, Champion Lake. It's been around for a hot minute, but the lake levels have been low and then back a little and then low again, and now they're coming back towards full. Not yet full, but on the way to full. The good news about Champion is that Parks and Wildlife has made a concerted effort to bring bass fishing back to this lake, and to do that, they've been stocking both Florida strain largemouths and the new Lone Star bass into this lake over 3 of the last 4 years. And Bass Club tournament results on the Tuesday nighters are starting to show the results. It's 4 and 5 pounders showing up, 20 plus pounds to win. That's a good sign on any lake. So this will be a lake to keep an eye on in the future. Now you can start your day typically with your top waters and spinner baits, things like that. Use your jerk baits, soft plastic jerk baits, or treble hook jerk baits around the rocks. Lots of rocks on this lake, lots of places for these bass to hide. Once you get through with that, I would throw a crankbait, medium to deep diving. And then of course you've got your bladed jig, your jig and pig, your shaky heads, and your A-rig. All of these should be appealing to these bass that haven't seen these baits before. Champion Lake, check it out. Check us out on Facebook, Lone Star Lakes.
Like even when he had it swimming with it, he felt like he was short striking it. Yeah, he's got it, I think. Nope, he dropped it. Well, I couldn't tell if he had it. He's right on it. I saw him just swim down there to it. He's got it now. Another spot, I think. Yeah, it's a spot. That's one I believe you could get multiple bites out of, if those are actually bass in there. Oh, there's one. Oh, there we go. I think it's a, oh my gosh. Oh, come on, fish. That's a big in there. Oh. Oh, come here, come here, come here. Oh, I had him. And he slipped out of my hand. Ha! Got him that time. That's what I'm talking about. That's what you come to Lake Ouachita at night for right there. Golly, that is a big fish. Big, healthy fish. Look at the size of that thing. Wow. Man, oh man. So guys, we're doing something really special this week. What we did is we came fishing at night on Lake Ouachita. But the last show we did during the day, with only 1 day of separation to show you the difference in how the fishing is on one particular body of water 2 different ways. So let's get this fish back. What a beautiful fish. That is a really big fish. Let's get it back and we'll talk a bit more about why you should pick nighttime fishing if you're going after lunker bass this time of year. The last episode you watched, and in case you haven't watched, you need to go back and watch it. It was a daytime striper show. We caught a couple nice spotted bass in that particular show. Caught quite a few striper, but it was really hard. I mean, we were dealing with 105 degree temperature, coming off a really big storm. And what we decided to do is once we got done with the show, went and ate some dinner, came back out here to shoot a night show on the exact same body of water. And actually, we are running a lot of the exact same spots that we ran during the day. And so what makes this unique is if you're going after really big fish, the heat of the summer, we got a full moon right now, heat of the summer, this is the time to be out here fishing for big ones. Lake Ouachita has some really big fish. You know, a buddy of mine the other day caught his PB over 10 pounds on this particular body of water, fishing deep brush piles. You know, all day today, what we did is we scoured these brush piles, drop shots, big worms, football jigs, you name it, just to try to catch some fish, and all we could catch were really small spotted bass. But this time of year, those really big bass, they really like to feed at night, especially during a full moon. So I have a feeling today we're gonna learn a little bit about fishing at night, the baits you need to be successful at it. I really enjoy this time of year, especially because the temp is way lower right now. So let's get back to it. We're gonna see if we can catch another real big one before the end of the night.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lose, Feel the Difference, Strike King, Tie One On, and by Glacier Outdoors since 1982.
I still don't even know how big this one is. That's not a bad one. Kind of caught me off guard. I thought it was a little bit smaller than that. There we go. There's a nice one. Oh, you just never can tell how big they are. I still don't even know how big this one is. That's not a bad one. Kind of caught me off guard. I thought it was a little bit smaller than that. That's what I'm talking about. Nice little largemouth. 2 1/4, 2.5 pounds. And nothing wrong with that fish right there. Check that joker out, guys. Man, what a nice fish. You know, one thing that we are doing today is covering a lot of water. One thing that we kind of figured out on the fly is how these fish are positioned and how they are set up. And it's just like in the daylight. It's trying to figure out the pattern within the pattern. And so today, or technically tonight, one of the big keys was trying to find brush that was adjacent to or next to, right next to, really deep water. And I'm not talking, you know, a 25-foot drop to, you know, 15 or around in that. I'm saying like 20 foot to like 70 foot and having that real distinct drop, that really deep water close by. And one thing that I really think that a lot of times these fish do is I don't even know if they necessarily hold in that brush all day long as much as they use the brush during the night to feed, and they'll sit out in that standing timber in that 60 and 70 foot and just kind of float around. So trying to figure out exactly where those fish are and finding that little spot is a big time key. You know, and today we've kept it pretty honest. I mean, we've been using one particular bait, and that is this particular worm right here. This is just a Zeus worm. It's a 10-inch worm, and just covering water. And we've not really gotten stuck on one particular brush pile either. We just we'll make 5 or 6 casts in a pile, move to the next one. 5 or 6 casts in that one, move to the next one. And that is one of the big keys that's worked for us tonight. And I know sometimes you can stay on one particular spot and catch a lot of fish, but on this particular situation, it seems like we're getting way more bites by covering more. So take that tip with you, and hopefully it'll help you catch a few extra fish if you decide to fish at night. But hey, guys, we got a full moon, fish are biting. I'm gonna get back to it.
Matt Pangrak here with the Bass Talk Live podcast, and this is your weekly Oklahoma fishing report. This week, I want to focus on a really cool bite that is kicking off as fall temperatures approach in southern Oklahoma on Lake Texoma. You know, Lake Texoma is known for both largemouth, smallmouth, and spotted bass, as well as white bass and stripers. And there's a specific time of the year that is kicking off right now where you can catch all of those fish doing one of the most fun things you can do, which is throw a topwater bait. Taking a walking topwater bait or a large popper, targeting rocky points down by the dam. A lot of these pelagic, aggressive, predatory fish like largemouth, smallmouth, stripers, and white bass will group up, and early morning and in the evenings, you can take that popper, take that walking bait, and make long casts. I like to use 30-pound test braid to be able to get the bait way out there, work it very quickly and erratically, looking for balls of shad just below the surface. And the cool thing about this pattern is you have no idea what you're going to catch. Anything from a 20-pound striper to a 3 or 4-pound smallmouth bass. A really great technique in the early hours of the morning, the late hours of the evening, when those predatory fish are keying on shad and smaller bait fish. Also great to take the kids out. You could throw a topwater out there, just have them work it very slowly, erratically, zoom, zoom across the surface, and really cool visual blow-up strikes as these fish eat shad as they feed up for the winter. For more information on bass fishing in Oklahoma and across the country, check out the Bass Talk Live podcast every Monday through Thursday, 8:30 a.m. Central Time on the Bass Talk Live YouTube channel and BassZone.com.
Got him that time. Missed him 3 times in a row. That's why he was a little one. It just goes to show you guys, I just want to show you something. This is a spotted bass here, okay? It's not a real big one, but this particular fish, I'm assuming it was the same fish, actually bit me 3 different times. And now, had I just been, you know, fishing down a bank or something during the daytime, it'd have been easy. I could have just cast right back in the exact same spot. But when you're out here at in the dark, it is so much harder to get your bearing on exactly where you're at. And making that repeated cast is a lot harder. So that is actually where I really turn to Active Target 2. You know, a couple of my buddies, what they do is they use lighted buoys. So if you don't have Active Target 2, you find these brush piles, things like that, you get these lighted buoys that will actually help you line up and make these casts at night. But with Active Target 2 and using it so much during the daytime, I've gotten so used to making those little roll casts that I can hit that target 9 times out of 10. And 3 casts in a row, 3 bites in a row, wasn't a giant fish, but repeating that cast was a big deal. But guys, tonight we're out here on Lake Ouachita, and it's probably one of my favorite places to fish at night because you can do a lot of different things. You can go up on the bank and throw a spinnerbait. You can come out here and throw a big worm, and today that's what we're doing. When it comes to picking the right color, you know, a lot of times you hear guys talk about, well, you gotta have black and blue, or you have to have June bug, and that's really not the case. Honestly, when it comes to picking color, you've gotta pick it based off the body of water that you're on. So in this situation, we're on a Ouachita, the water's a lot cleaner than you would find on other bodies of water. So you don't necessarily need black and blue and June bug. You can actually get away with fishing colors like plum and melon red and other colors like that. So find the bait that's gonna work best for you, and the color is gonna work best for you, and you'd be surprised the colors that might work. But that big worm, especially that Zeus worm, definitely is a fish catcher. But I'm gonna re-rig, get me a new worm, and I'll see y'all here in just a second.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Mercury, Go Boldly, Loran's, the ultimate fishing system, Gulf Shores and Orange Beach Tourism. Let's fish on Alabama's beaches. Motor Guides Tour Pro with GPS anchor, powered by Passion.
That feels like a pretty good one. Oh, please be a big one. Oh, it's a dang good one. And there's a concrete block. Oh, he's got it. That feels like a pretty good one. Oh, please be a big one. Oh, it's a dang good one. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Check that out, guys. Check that one out. He had it good. That's what I'm talking about. God, he's got a big old fat head on him. Check him out. Oh, he's got, check out his lip. He got that funny lip. The way he's actually got an underbite. It's always cool when you see, I mean, guys, this is not a long fish. I mean, this thing's maybe like 15 and a half, 16 inches long, but weighs probably around 2 3/4 to 3 pounds. I mean, a really solid fish. Let's get this fish back, keep them healthy. One thing that we're faced with tonight is a lull period, and that's one thing you're gonna face when night fishing, maybe more so at night than even during the day. You know, you always have that 1 to 2 hour time period where they really bite, and then you might go a couple hours and never get a sniff. And that's exactly what happened today. But you know, it's not even just about not even getting those bites, but we got a few, but they were just little, and I mean, they were frequent too. I mean, quite a few bites, but they were all those really small 12 to 14 inch spotted bass, and not what we're going after. We're going after the bigger largemouth, and that's what we really wanted to target in tonight's episode.
Hi everyone, Captain Taylor Burrell here with Wave Dancer Charters with this week's fishing report. We ended red snapper season with a big bang. We had about a 50-pound cobia, the limit of all of our big fish, even had some rain, some wind. But now that's over, we're gonna start switching gears, going for amberjack season starting 1st of September. You know, we'll go out there, catch our amberjacks, beeliners. Beeliner body's been really good. A lot of groupers have been coming in as well, the party boats, catching some tunas inshore. Speckled trout bite has been really, really good, surprising with all the fresh water we had coming down, so it's just gonna kind of concentrate them fish further down south. The redfish are starting to show up as well. Lots of big sharks still being caught, the jetties, a few sheephead still, some black drum. Now remember guys, if you want to come fishing down here, give us a call. Thanks.
One tool that I used tonight to my significant advantage was Active Target 2 by Loran's. And I was able to actually scan around, find those piles, but it's not even just Active Target. Active Target's fantastic. I'm gonna be the first to tell you, it is one of the best things I've ever used. But actually my Motor Guide Tour Pro has a feature to it that not all trolling motors have, and I really think it made a huge difference tonight as well. On my Motor Guide Tour Pro, when you engage the button to actually turn on your trolling motor, the arrow on the very top lights up. So anytime I would see a brush pile, or in some cases those tie downs for the docks, all I'd have to do is press my button real quick and I could see the direction and instinctively throw my big worm over there and land exactly on the spot. So if you do go out and use your Active Target during the day, and you know how you'll just be looking down and just firing away and hitting those targets, you can do the exact same thing at night, but you gotta have the right material. And that Motor Guide Tour Pro with the Active Target, being able to really fine tune that cast is a humongous significant advantage for me. And I'm gonna tell you, the clarity on the active target too, because it is that good. I'm just gonna tell you, I don't night fish a ton. If I do, it is during the heat of the summer, you know, July, August, September, early September, you know, 'cause later September it kind of starts getting a little bit, we'll have some cool fronts, but those dog days, those 100+ degree days is when you need to be out there night fishing. And I'm gonna tell you, Ouachita has been a kind of an adventure because we fished all day and we fished till about 2 a.m. this morning. I'm wrapping things up. We've had a phenomenal day, great fishing, and quite honestly, you can't complain. You're catching big stripers during the day and big bass at night. And I just have a lot of fun. Anytime I can put a big Zeus worm in my hand or any type of big worm, I just feel a lot more comfortable. But guys, I'm gonna wrap things up. I'll see y'all here in just a second. We'll be talking about how we caught them and what you need if you're gonna be fishing at night.
Watch our latest episode or catch up on past episodes on our website at letsfishtv.com. Be sure to hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and download the free Waypoint TV app to get all the latest episodes every week on your phone, tablet, computer, or smart TV. Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there. Powerful Total Boat Control. Balls Out. Made in the USA. Heavy duty mounts for your fish finders. Rely on. Challenge your limits. Here's today's Right Stuff presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Tonight I used one primary pattern and one primary bait to catch all of my fish. You know, the pattern was going around the deeper, steep brush piles that were next to or adjacent to deep water. You know, the brush piles could be situated anywhere between 15 and 25 foot. And I really truly believe that those fish were pulling up in those piles that would normally be out in the middle, just swimming around feeding on bait. I don't really believe that those fish were living in the piles during the sunny time of the day, because I fished there the whole day and never had a fish that even came close to the size of the fish that I caught today. So I'm gonna tell you guys, I locked one bait in my hand. I'll be completely honest, as a Strike King Zeus worm. This is a 9.5, right at 10-inch worm, plum in color. I really love the plum color, especially at night. And you know, a lot of guys, like I said before, they really like that June bug, black and blue, but on this particular body of water, plum is the go-to color. So, and I was using a 5/16 ounce Strike King tungsten weight, and I was pegging it with a Strike King bobber stopper. And I really like the bobber stopper, especially around brush piles. You know, sometimes when I'm fishing open water, hydrilla, things like that, I'll actually use a weight without the bobber stopper to let that worm float down. But in the situation what I was facing today, I really wanted that bobber stopper on the bait. A 5/0 heavy wire offset shank hook really completed it. I wanted a gaff hook that whenever I got that big bite, I was able to land it. 17-pound Strike King fluorocarbon and a 7.2 heavy action jig worm rod. This is a signature series rod with a 7.5-to-1 gear ratio Lew's Elite TI reel. But overall, night fishing is a blast. But I'm gonna tell you, before I let you go, if you do decide to come night fishing, make sure you wear a life jacket. Make sure you're safe on the water. I'm heading in. I hope y'all enjoyed tonight's episode. I wanted to do this for quite some time, and I'm glad we were able to accomplish this goal. So guys, I'll see you on the next one.